What we're doing here is we're trying to make some fire starters. Just kind of mess around today, have some ideas, want to see how they're going to work out. But they should work out fine because they are a petroleum-based product and they should burn fine, with the exception of the cotton and some of the dryer lint and things like that. You want to try to go 100% cotton. Stay away from the synthetic fabrics and things like that. So here, got out the little stove, went ahead and melted down some wax. And the wax I melted down was just some old candles. I'm trying to make wise use of what we have. Took out most of the wicks as it melted. So now the fire's out. This has cooled down just a little bit, so we shouldn't have any flash fires. Now, just to be safe, I'll go ahead and take this, put this right here, and I will move the stove away. So what we're going to do, you never want to go more than half for the amount of wax that you have in here when you go to add the lighter fluid. Lighter fluid of your choice, whichever's the least expensive is what I say. There's other things you can use too, but I'm only going to go about 1/4 cup in here. I don't want to go any more than that, because if you use too much, the wax will not harden and it will get soft. So we're just going to eyeball it. That's what we're going to do here. Okay, it's about 1/4 cup. Again, you want to be careful with this. This here is extremely flammable. Sorry about the background noise, but that's life by the homestead. About 1/4 cup. Put this in here. Now you just don't dump it in there. Here, you can see the ideal way to do this is you would dump it on the side. I'm showing you chemist techniques. But anyway, that's okay. You'd anyway pour it on side, let it roll down to the fluid because you're unsure of the reaction. Oh, there's a bunch of different things you can do. You stir that around. Now, what else did I put in here? I'll stir that around because remember, these here are all petroleum-based products, so they should mix very, very well. I put in some petroleum jelly. A lot of people say Vaseline, but Vaseline is the name of a brand product, so it doesn't make any difference. Of course, we use the least expensive kind. We've had this in storage for years and years. So I put 1.5 ounces, that's what it was, right? 1.5 ounces of this in there. And about 1/3 of a gallon of wax, melted that. Then I stuck this petroleum jelly in there. Quarter cup of lighter fluid. Stir it around. So here we go. Here, give that a moment to saturate. Get it up. Let it go ahead and drip off. Okay, go ahead and put that there. And you can fold these up or let them open. Okay. Let it soak up. Let it drip a little bit. Put this in there. If these do not harden up the way they're supposed to, if they're too soft, that means you put in too much lighter fluid. You could just cut this recipe differently, where you just do the wax, paraffin wax, older candle wax, what have you, and just add the lighter fluid without adding the petroleum jelly. The reason why you use the lighter fluid is because it is easily ignitable. Last thing you want to do is make something that's supposed to be a fire starter and you can't get it lit. Then a little bit later on, once everything cools down, we'll go ahead and use this to start a fire. Just keep dipping it down, letting it drain. Now these here are the smaller pads, but I couldn't find any larger ones at the price range I was willing to pay for them. They're not really that expensive, but like I said, we're using what we have. Here we have egg carton, cardboard egg carton with dryer lint and a cotton ball on top. I will go ahead and pour in here, let that saturate, and then cut these individually. Just cut it down and then this way. Then that way you'll have a bunch of these put in a plastic bag and store, like maybe for a larger campfire to get a fire started, either in your barbecue or in your fire pit or in the campfire section of wherever it is you're going. And this here would be something you would probably want to, not too crazy about backpacking it in, just simply because it's more weight. And if you carry a lot of these, it's like, okay, how many days you're going to stay? So you just go ahead and just put them in a bag and keep them in a cool place, and it should not be any problem. Okay. Yeah, I think we got all of this. Only had enough candle wax to get this, maybe a couple more and get these. Now, as it cools off, this is going to get harder. Hopefully, if not, we'll just dip it in some fresh wax, and that should be good enough. Here we got these covered. As these dry and get a little bit harder, we'll go ahead and come back and light a couple. There's a lot of formulas that you can use, a lot of variations. You use what works best for you. Okay, here's our fire starters we made. Got one here I'm tearing up. Even tear up two of them here. Show you what they look like. Now you got to make sure those fibers come out so it can be caught easily with a spark. I'm going to use the ferrocerium rod. See all that? Right there. Bushcraft black. There you go. It's windy today, so I got to be careful with this. It's my little concoction. It'll work. You can do it. Don't ever forget that. This will help you light all of this in a much larger fire. There you go. Average burn time is going to be around 5 minutes. Gather all your tinder and be right. You could just call this Sparky. There you go. Just waxing it with our special formula, and it varies from batch to batch a little bit. Depends upon what we've got and what we need to do. Just making some more fire starters for the upcoming season of hunting, fishing, camping, searching the forest of Colorado, looking, watching, waiting, and doing our thing. I'm gonna have to put some color in there. What do you guys think? Orange? Red? Just get some crayons or some type of wax dye. That will work. What we've got in here is beeswax, paraffin wax, some Vaseline, and 1 cup of this. Pour some wax on these, and then I have to cut those individually, and there you go. Ready to go. What are you saying, Zoe? Hello, Zoe. Okay. She wants to go get some help. Oh, there's Athena.